2018, my ex-husband decided to up and leave, and I was left with no money in the bank, and I was left with $1 million worth of debt. I had 3 children and I had to navigate that.
We've got an incredible guest speaker here, which I'm so excited for you guys to meet, and that is Sonia, the Salon Doctor. $1 million in debt. How long did it take for you to clear that?
So I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I had to ask for help. I had to ask friends, because I didn't have any family here, right? So my family's overseas. So the first thing that happened was I was left with $950 worth of rent a week. And yeah, it was asking for help, and I literally had to sell all my assets. I just started paying it off.
Yeah.
I think our biggest thing is people avoid debtors, and I had to work with them. So I just say, look, this is all I earn. And I think Daniel G talks about this. Sales is the only job that you dictate your income. That landed for me, and it was exactly what I did. I went into sales because I knew that I could earn my base salary plus commissions.
If you were to give the key, that one piece of advice that will unlock the doors for the listeners or anyone right now to building their empire, what would that key be? Hello, my queens and kings. We are back with Keys to the Queendom. I am your host, Tamara Maya. Season 3, which we all know is all to do with the evolving as a woman, evolving as an entrepreneur and a business owner. And I really am here to bring the theme of evolving. And we've got an incredible guest speaker here, which I'm so excited for you guys to meet. And that is Sonia, the Salon Doctor.
Hello, Queen Tamara. How are you?
I'm so good, beautiful human. And how are you?
I'm so good. I'm bloody fantastic, actually. Yeah, really good.
Yes.
Really good.
We,
Thank you.
for those of you who are watching, listening, beautiful Sonia is in our Empire community, and we had a really great day yesterday at the event with Master Your Message.
100%. It was so good. The community is just awesome, and obviously you delivering your content as well. A lot of us, I think, had a lot of breakthroughs and things landed, so that was fantastic.
I really want to go into that because, I want the beautiful listeners to get to know you.
Thank you.
How all of that began, how you became the Salon Doctor. Did you want to take the listeners to a beautiful journey?
Thank you for having me on your podcast, first and foremost.
Of course.
Look, I guess the journey for me was I was a hairdresser for 37 years. Well, I've been in the industry, and I owned 2 salons, and I also sold to the industry for 15 of those years. I've also done corporate selling. So that gives me a little bit of a point of difference in terms of how I kind of bring my sales training into my space. So, yeah, it's been really exciting. I've developed a 6-module course for staff especially. A lot of salon owners are very time poor.
Yes.
So rather than doing coaching and then having to come back to the salon and facilitating that and teaching their staff, that's what I do. I give them more time.
That's amazing, beautiful. And I really want to bring this up because being in the industry for 37 years, you would have experienced such a change in the industry. But I feel like your story has a deeper layer to why you do what you do. Tell us more about that. I'm like going in for you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess one of the things in 2018, my ex-husband decided to up and leave, and I was left with no money in the bank, and I was left with $1 million worth of debt. And I had 3 children, and I had to navigate that.
Wow.
And both my parents were gamblers, so I'd never really had a structure on how to manage my finances. I'd been married twice, so I had partners who we kind of did things together. But both, I guess, the male in my life were the financial managers, right? So even though we did very well, I didn't really have to worry about that as such. So when I found myself in a situation where I had to navigate this on my own with 3 children, I guess my claim to fame is I didn't actually go bankrupt. I had to learn how to really be good with my money. Really, I did not want to be in the same situation ever again. So I had to dig deep, and I had to provide for my children. You know, I wasn't given child support. I didn't get any assistance. My parents didn't have any money. My dad had passed. So it was really my mum, and she lived up the Central Coast. So definitely didn't have any financial assistance. And that's what I got good at. I went into a sales job. So I realised that going into sales, because I'd lost my business, it really broke me because I'd built up a beautiful business with 6 staff. That was a big thing, losing that salon, because it was my baby.
Yeah.
I had staff. They were loyal to me.
Yeah.
And so that was a really big thing. So I really had to dig deep and go, right, what do I need to do? So I got really good with numbers. I got really good with savings.
That's such a turn on. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I got really good at just managing and saving and how to navigate that. So I did courses, I did, you name it, I had a coach, all of that to get me ahead of the game. And I can honestly say now I'm in the best financial position I've ever been. I don't have to worry about money.
Done.
Thank you. And I can still support my kids, help my kids along their journey. So not going bankrupt, a lot of people would have thought, that would have been an easier route. I just didn't want that on my credit file. I guess that's something I just did not want to be associated with. So it took me a long time, but it's brought me to this on how to manage your finances, how to make profit. And it really made me look at, when I was in my sales role, that kept coming up for me. People buying retail, not selling it, sitting on their shelf. And I really asked questions like, why don't you sell retail? This is pretty much a second pillar of a business to make money.
Yes.
Right? Rather than seeing it, like so many salons, you'd go in there and you'd present a new product and be like, oh, no, the resistance was like a brick wall. It's like the wall of China. It so was. And it wasn't until they trusted you that you took one brick off at a time.
Yeah. They're like, okay, let's see what this Salon Doctor has to say.
So when I was in sales, that was the biggest opener. And I had really big targets to make. Yeah. And I do not believe in pushy sales. That's not my mantra. It's not where I like to be, and I don't oversell.
Yeah.
So I was kind of really asking questions. Tell me about your business. And I found myself coaching my clients way before I end up in this space and knowing their pain points. And that's where I did actually go into pharmacy when I left.
I remember there was something that came up in one of our calls. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so I went into pharmacy sales.
Yeah.
And that kind of was like, not salons.
So then was that like
it was like a light bulb moment. I was like...
The light bulb, right. I am meant for this.
I'm keep getting drawn back into our industry for some reason. Like I've gone out and done sales in corporate. Loved it. Really loved it. But my jam was staff. My jam was definitely where my backbone is in the industry. And I love it. I love it.
You can tell. I have 2 questions just because I really want to understand. Like $1 million in debt. Like when that happened, like that feeling, where were you? What and then how long did it take for you to clear that?
So I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I had to ask for help. I'd ask friends because I didn't have any family here, right? So my family's overseas. So the first thing that happened was I was left with $950 worth of rent a week.
Yeah.
And it was asking for help. But I think people didn't mind helping me because I was honest. And if I said I was going to pay you back, I paid them back. And I literally had to sell all my assets. So sold cars, sold property, sold jewellery, literally sold jet skis. I literally sold everything except the clothes on my back. Yeah. And I mean everything. I remember having phone calls and I'm like, do you want my TV? Because that's it.
The true sales in you.
What more do you want,
Yeah.
I did.
But you went through basically what is like a big fear of what people would ever expect, like going into that much debt, and you fucking got out of it.
I just started paying it off.
Yeah.
I think our biggest thing is people avoid debtors,
Yeah.
and I had to work with them.
Yeah.
So I just say, look, this is all I earn. And I think Daniel G talks about this. Sales is the only job that you dictate your income.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Daniel G, our good friend.
And I was listening to a reel and that landed for me. And it's exactly what I did. I went into sales because I knew that I could earn my base salary plus commissions.
Yeah.
So even though I wasn't pushing my sales, I knew my numbers. And this is exactly what I talk about with my salons.
Yeah.
Know your number.
Yeah.
Know where you need to be. What's your daily number? How many clients you're seeing? So when I was doing my sales role, I knew how many salons I needed to see, who I needed to see, how much I needed to do per day and per week. So I really had that very clear, and I just knew what I owed. I knew who I owed it to and how I was going to pay that back. And I just knew that I had to kick ass in sales.
Yes, and that just turns me on so much, and I'm not wearing a bra right now, and I've said that to you. So the Salon Doctor, you're almost like disrupting. How would you explain it? Like, what makes you so different to salon owners?
Coaches?
Yeah.
So even salon coaches, like I've spoken to a lot in my space, and literally over the last 6 months, I have spoken to it quite a lot. And this is the area that they don't specialise in.
The sales?
The sales and
the numbers?
The numbers and they might do salon numbers, but they don't focus on targets in retail sales.
Yeah.
And I've actually working with one that we've done a joint collaboration with.
Amazing.
Because she does the education with teamwork, team building, the structure, like the bones of the salon, where I look at the confidence building in staff in terms of consultations, retail sales, how we maximise sales with the current business that you have.
Yes. And
we don't want another 150 clients. More clients is great.
Yeah.
And if you need it for your staff, then I've said this in another podcast, it's their job to get their clients to refer you. I opened up a salon in Breakfast Point. 6 months, I closed my books. And I did not have one client.
Yeah.
Referral, if you're good and you give them the service, you will get organic business come to you.
So what do you feel like they're not understanding when it comes to word of mouth, sales and the numbers stuff? Like, where do you feel like the missing gap is? And you come in and go, this is what it is.
So the biggest gap is staff performance. Staff not knowing their KPIs. They might know the number.
Yeah.
Because the salon owner will give them the figure. This is what you need to make every week. And they make it really complicated.
Isn't that interesting?
Like really complicated. You need 20% of this, 10% here, 15% you need. Your hourly rate is 160. It doesn't need to be that hard. Give me, like I did 2 salons last week where I was doing an in-service for the whole day. And I did meetings with one-on-ones with their staff.
Yeah, wow.
On how to do targets.
Yeah. And then the simplicity of that, let me guess.
I had the salon contact me yesterday.
Yeah.
And saying the girls are achieving their numbers.
Yeah.
Hey, beautiful kings and queens. Are you right now in a space where you're ready to take action and build your business, yet you struggle where to begin? You're feeling stuck and overwhelmed with all the things you need to do when it comes to building a business. Build the business of your dreams in the online space and be in the arena of all the incredible, great humans out there that are building 7 to 8 figure businesses. Now, the foundations that I truly believe in that you are going to learn through this membership is sales, marketing, content creation, social media, money mindset, and of course, branding. Now, all of this will be accessible for you to be learning what is currently hot right now in the market and how you can create your own business and build a successful business in the online space. All you have to do right now is DM Empire in my Instagram or email myself and my team, and we will get the ball rolling so you can have your empire and start making moves in the online space.
Because I've simplified it.
Yeah.
And they get it.
Yeah.
We all know hairdressers are not good with numbers. It's not a secret.
Except for when you work with the Salon Doctor.
But if you have someone simplify it,
Yeah.
it's like anything, right?
Yeah.
If the process is simple to understand, then it's simple to execute.
Yeah. Do you feel that when you went through the stuff around the money pieces that you shared with the debt and then having to get really good at paying it off?
Yep.
And that's what brought you, one, you have to love sales, which we both do. Number two.
It's in my blood.
Yeah, it's the Italian in you, baby. But what I love about this story is that you have given the salon owners and staff members trust and belief that they can do it too based on what you've been through. And that I fucking love.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. It's inspiring. It's like, you don't need to oversell. This is my story. This is what's happened. This is what can change for you. The simplicity and just, as you said, like know your numbers and
just know your numbers.
Yeah.
And like I said, salon owners out there, don't overcomplicate it. And they just do.
Yeah.
And another big thing that I talk to salon owners about is where your profit's going. Because when you calculate, I'm doing your hair and I calculate how much, some do this, some don't. This is also very scary. This is what my colour product costs me.
Yeah.
So you work out your tint, your tube cost, and some don't know that. So if you don't know it and you need to know it, call me.
There is going to be a pitch at the end.
So they don't know how much their product costs. They overbuy stock. So when they calculate that and my hourly rate, they don't calculate that in that profit margin that they want to earn, they're paying their retail bill out of it. They're paying their rent out of it. So when they look at, I did a $5,000 week, but then my product bill arrives. That's $2,000. Wages is another $2,000 because staff aren't performing.
Yes.
They're on this hamster wheel and they don't know why they're not making money.
Yeah.
They see the money coming in,
Yeah.
but they don't actually know why they're not making money.
It's financial modeling, right? At its finest. And I think a lot of business owners and people that I speak to are quick to share like their revenue goals and what they've made. But then when it comes to like profit, wins, losses, they're like, huh? Cash in bank, what does that mean, So it's really,
100%.
and so I'm guessing this is something you help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us more what you teach them.
So I teach them how to manage their finances and where their profits are.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how do we make profit from our retail instead of just paying the bill every month?
Yes.
How do we get our staff to perform so they cover their wages?
Yeah.
And then I talk to the salon owner about stock supply. In our industry, we have a phobia of running out of colour because a lot of us have grown up where we had to mix such odd colours to make one colour. So then our generation, it's like I need to have 5 of every colour because I never want to run out.
Yes.
But that's not good financial management.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Less is more, guys.
Well, just do a stock control.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you were sharing me just before some of the numbers that people have been able to achieve their ROI when they buy your course.
So your ROI is, worst case scenario is 30 days, but most have done
Which,
it
guys,
in 2 weeks. You've had your return on investment with having me in the business.
that is fucking amazing. And that's the thing. You help them with their numbers, how to strategize, how to not get more clients, know your numbers, but also have more time and freedom, which seems to be a big thing right now with salon owners. Yeah.
Well, they're time poor.
Yeah.
A lot of salon owners still are the backbone of the business. And what I'm finding is they want to move away.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't want to do the Saturdays and the Thursday nights. You're not going to believe this, but my salon in Breakfast Point, I didn't do Thursday nights and I didn't do Saturdays.
That is like music to a salon's ears.
I did not do it.
Can you imagine? That's amazing. And so how did you do that? Let me guess.
I built my clientele up
Yeah.
and I just said to them, these are my hours.
Yeah.
These are my prices. Like I was going to put a story on today because I woke up in the middle of the night as we all do, like when your brain's going 100 miles an hour. And why are we scared to charge? Woolworths doesn't say to you, I'm sorry for charging you $8 for 2 litre milk. No other industry apologises for charging more. You go to a salon, I'm sorry, I've just got, our expenses have gone up and I've got to charge you more. No, Stop doing that.
Yes. There's a salon because I've only just removed, and I'm going to drop the salon BW Studios, and they have high prices. And I'm like not even questioning it because one, I see why they do it. It's a luxurious type of salon.
You get the service?
And I get the service, everything. I'm getting head massages, neck massages, food but not even that. Like they're not justifying it.
What you're saying is music to my ears, Tamara, because this is what I coach. I say to staff, if you're delivering a service, right, from the moment they walk in, from the moment they leave, they're paramount. They are your number one focus, right? They will never ask you or question how much, not in a million years.
Yeah.
They ask when they don't feel like they're getting value for money.
Yes. So then when you are navigating this through for some of your salon owners, when you're coaching them through this, what do you think is the missing link? What do they need support with the most? Is it learning how to change their beliefs with money?
Yeah, confidence in their profession. They don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
We are known as just a hairdresser.
Yeah.
We're not just a hairdresser. We're a professional hairdresser.
Wow.
And I tell them to own it. No more of this just a hairdresser. No more of apologising for charging.
Yeah.
I found out last week or 2 weeks ago how much some of these educators charge to learn how to balayage, learn how to do root smudges. Guys, put your prices up.
I think this is a big mic drop moment right now. If you're listening to the Salon Doctor, Sonia, if this is resonating with you, up your prices.
Charge what you're worth.
Yeah.
But deliver the service.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? This is what I talk about. My topic in my course, my number one topic in module 1 is the top client complaints of a hairdresser.
Wow. Tell us more about that.
I unpack the top 10. So I went on to Google.
Smart.
And I looked at what the top 10 complaints were.
Yeah.
Inconsistent colour, inconsistent haircuts, time management. And I literally unpack the top 10 and I go, what part of that in your business? Where do you feel like because you know what? A lot of the time when they start to unpack it, I go, do you have record cards? If I told you how many salons don't have very good record keeping, you would die.
Yeah, how big is that? No, percentage-wise.
If I said 40% easy, if not more.
Shit. So what you're basically doing in your first module, you're getting them to rate themselves based on what you've seen the top complaints. So it's like, is this something that's coming up for you guys right now?
Well, I get them to rate themselves before we start on their
Yeah.
confidence level in terms of talking retail. That's the first thing I do. And then I actually go back at the end of the course when they've done the 6 modules.
And get them to read.
And I've actually seen one staff member, she was really timid and I loved her. She was so timid. By the end of the 4.5 hours, she was like, I can't wait to speak to the way she actually projected her voice and the confidence it blew me away.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's 6 weeks with you. Is it 6 weeks?
So the accelerator course is 4.5 hours in salon.
Yep.
And I've now brought out Mastered the Chair.
I was about to do a little drum roll. I want a big dick energy with that, babe. Can you give me more of what is this new thing you've done?
Mastered the Chair, yeah.
Master the Chair. Tell
Yeah.
us more about that.
So Master the Chair is exactly what we spoke about. So week 1, so you'll have me for 6 weeks one-on-one in a group session and I will break down. So it's not the accelerator course, it's how to find where your profits are, what you need to do to change your habits and what to look at. And I will give you the strategies to implement. And I will hold you accountable to implement them. Because if you implement everything I teach you in those 6 weeks, you will have a very different business model in 6 weeks and you'll be starting to make money and you won't have bills every month thinking, I can't pay this bill. You'll have money to pay every single bill.
Yeah. Just the fact that you said business model, which I feel like a lot of hair salons don't have. Is that something that would just
look, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I'm working with this beautiful young hairdresser at the moment and I love her because she's young and inspiring and I'm like, I'm going to adopt you. Like, oh, I just want to adopt you. I love you.
She'll be your next protege.
Oh, my God. And you know what? She has implemented already. We've been working for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And she's already noticed a change.
Wow.
Straight away. She's like,
Wow.
our last session's like, I'm never going to get a bill again. I went, you're never going to get a bill again.
Wow.
And you're going to start saving money and you're going to have
Wow.
profit. And she's like, I can see that.
Yeah. That's
So,
incredible.
and that makes my heart full.
But you can tell though, so just so you guys know, you know, how Sonia is outside of this episode, like her gestures in her body, how she talks about what you do, you can see it, but you can feel it. You know, you can see so much about that. And I think Master Your Chair sounds incredible.
Thank you.
For the listeners right now. And, you know, what's the biggest thing that's different between, so the accelerator,
Yes, accelerated course is building confidence with staff.
Gotcha.
Because as I said before, a lot of salon owners are time poor.
Yeah.
They really struggle with the method, the systems, and even if you do have, they don't cover everything. So I cover body language.
Yeah.
What does no mean?
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't know how to unpack that.
Yeah. Because sometimes people give up in sales. They're like, oh,
The more no's you get,
Yeah.
the less you ask.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of salons don't sell retail because they don't like the rejection.
Yeah.
And we love that client, oh, my God, I love my hair. But they forget the maintenance for 6 weeks when they're not with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
They're with you for 3 hours at best.
Yeah.
If you're a bit slower, maybe 4. All right, I'll give you 4 hours. But what does it look like for 6 weeks later? If you help them manage their hair afterwards, you have a client for life. But they're not doing that because they don't have the confidence. They don't know the questions to ask. And I'm not talking organic questions like, you know, what's under your hair? I'm talking about really like journey plan.
Yes.
Some clients, I say, ask your client how often they plan on coming in.
That's beautiful. You're future pacing really well. Yeah.
Right? How often are you planning coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't afford to come. I might come every 3 months. Well, are you going to do that full head of foils that they're going to have to maintain every 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Probably not. But if we don't ask and that client comes in 3 months and we've got this mother effing regrowth, right? How are you going to manage that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the client's fault. It's your fault. Unpack what it looks like for maintenance. Like the questions I get them to ask are not just, you know, their client cards.
You look great, babe. Like, how are you feeling?
Yeah, 6 and 40, 6 and 20 vol, 45 minutes. Now, I've been in hairdressing 37 years. 45 minutes has not changed.
We would like that.
So we don't need to write it down.
Yeah.
But what do they drink? When's their birthday? Have they got a wedding coming up? Have they had someone pass? What are we writing on these cards? Because I tell you now, if you come into my salon and go, oh my God, hi Tamara, do you want a cappuccino with 1 sugar?
It's like, you remember that?
You remember that? Oh
Would you like a glass of red wine?
How's your
Yes.
dog? I remember last time, you know, you got a fight with another dog. Or write this down, people.
So it's almost like people just need to be taught the basics sometimes. And so then with Master Your Chair, they are now learning, as you said, the profits, measuring things a little bit more, I would assume.
Yep.
Giving them more free time.
Yeah, free time. So if you want to finish work at 4 o'clock because you want to pick up, or 3 o'clock because you want to pick up your kids up.
Yeah.
Right? Systems and processes in the salon. Like a lot of coaches will do systems and processes, but none of them do the sales part. And at the end of the day, you can have systems and processes in place and you can try and get your staff to be confident, but we still want them to be covering their wages.
Yeah.
You're in business to make money. At the end of the day, let's be honest. We're not there so we can have 6 staff and pay them out of our hard work.
Yeah. You know what? It's really beautiful you bring this up because I believe one of the most amazing things me and my partner spoke about recently was like, is this going to be what we want to do forever? What's a lifestyle empire look like for us? And that's, I think, a big thing for the listeners and anyone who wants to work with you to think bigger. But more importantly, like that gets to be something you start to do the work now so that in 6 months, not even like 6 weeks from now, imagine celebrating. There's a day off. There's more money in the bank. There's savings. There's profits. babe, I would fucking sign up to it if I was running a salon hairdresser. This is turning me on.
Yeah.
But you know what? I want to just, because you obviously love sales, and I think this will be like a really great way for the listeners to learn a few of your non-negotiables in selling. Like, what do you love? Like, what's your sales framework, or what do you really love to bring forward that the listeners can learn from with that?
Queen, how often have you said, I spent my whole life studying, I've been to school my whole life, and I've actually learned nothing that teaches me the tools and strategies to build a successful business in the outside world. You've probably spent thousands of dollars on courses, or you've heard fake news from business gurus. Well, I'm here to give this incredible news to everyone here right now that this is Queendom University. Get out of debt and actually start making money in the online space, knowing and having the foundations to build a successful business. Now, I'm talking because I have gone through the trenches. I have been a fitness coach, built my online business as a pro athlete, and now I am a business coach. You'll go from having absolutely no idea what your business is through, in the 8 weeks, learn the foundations of knowing what your purpose is, your vision and mission, and also understanding your business values with the execution to know what that business is. You'll also learn branding, social media, content strategy, marketing, and more importantly, how to sell. With Queendom University, it'll cut out the bullshit and remove all the fluff and get you working specifically on your business so you can execute this in 8 weeks to get ready to launch. I wanted you to have something where you get to access something straight away, where you get to fast track your growth, as well as remove any doubt, any overwhelming sensation or stress, or the question that everyone seems to ask, where do I begin? With Queendom University, you'll be able to build wealth, freedom, and at the end of the day, be an entrepreneur and be able to say, I have finally built my own thing, my own business. And I've stopped making money for someone else, and I'm now making money for my own empire. Queendom University.
So when you are doing your consultation,
Yeah.
a lot of salons will talk about product after the service, like pretty much towards the end of the service. So blow dry time, or, you know, I hear all the time, would you like, do you need shampoo and conditioner?
Yeah.
Now, if you ask that question, your success rate is maybe 1 in 50, if you're lucky. Right, it's too late. We need to plant seed, the conversation on consultation. What are we using on your hair today?
Yeah.
Is it okay if we actually give you a diagnosis on what that your home maintenance looks like? Now, I haven't said I'm going to sell you anything.
You're just giving them.
I'm saying to you, if you want to maintain your hair at home and you want to keep it in, you know, its integrity, this is what this looks like, right? If you don't, then that's okay. But if you're going to get colour fade, we know toners only last a certain amount of time. So why aren't we unpacking that? I'm only giving you strategies on how to maintain your hair.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like. Now, if you educate your client, and look, a lot of salons do like educating, but then they don't close the deal.
Yeah.
They let them go to retailers. I was going to say who, but they let them
You
go.
can.
They let them go to major retailers, Hair House, Warehouse, Price Attack, online buying, because they're not actually educating their client and closing the sale.
Yes.
When I talk about closing the sale,
How do you close the sale? What's
well, you
your
let
way?
them know this is what they need.
Yeah.
No, don't give them an option. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
be ruthless and go, you need to buy this and you're going to buy it.
Yeah.
But if I've qualified a need, you've told me this is what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
My toners fade. I've got dry hair. Okay, what are you using? And look, hairdressers do ask that. What are you using at home? We all know that question.
Yeah.
But then we're not saying, okay, well, you've mentioned this and this and this. What are you using? Okay, this is what you need.
Yeah.
Not, this is what I recommend, and if you want to, you can buy it.
Yeah. So let me know if you want to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
It's really the confidence piece, but it's also the, not assertiveness, but it's as you said, when you take them through the dance, and this is what Daniel G talks about, lead with love, but also leading them, you shouldn't have to handle objections because throughout it, you're basically saying to them, you know,
You've
this
unpacked
is,
it all.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a little story. I had a salon and I was doing a keratin treatment demo and her hair was blonde and it was really dry. The integrity was not very good at all. And so I had to dry her hair and I said to her, what do you actually use on your hair at home?
Yeah.
And she pulled her phone out. This is no word of a lie. Pulled her phone out and said, I bought this yesterday. And I looked at it and I went, okay. Now my body language, and I talk about body language in my training because your body language speaks louder than your words.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not confident, they can see that a mile away. Yeah. And she actually asked me, she said, oh, you don't like that? And I said, do you want my professional opinion?
Yeah.
And she said, yes. And I said, I can tell you what's happening. You're using that as a really strong blue purple shampoo, extremely drying, and we all know the product.
Oh, I know it. I think I used to use it.
Excuse me. Oh. So I said to her, I know what's happening with your hair. You'll be using it. It overtones, dries your hair out, and it only lasts a couple of shampoos and you have to use it again. And she said, yes, that's exactly what's happening. And I said, can I recommend what I think would actually be good on your hair? She said, yes. So I got the products out that I recommended. She bought. Now, a lot of hairdressers, if someone pulls out a phone and says, I bought this yesterday, that conversation would have been dead in the water because she just bought something. She's not going to want to buy something else.
But you saw the hair, you saw the damage of it, right?
I didn't want her using it. I was like, I don't care if you bought it yesterday or you bought it 5 minutes ago. Yeah. I don't recommend that product.
You showed you care. You gave your professional opinion. You asked for permission as well.
Yeah, and I said, this is what you need. And she bought shampoo, conditioner, the toner, and an iron in that. And that wasn't even my client. It wasn't my...
and an iron.
And a straightening iron.
Yeah, wow.
In that in that journey of actually unpacking what happens at home with her hair. And she came back to the salon because obviously I didn't see her because she wasn't even my client. I didn't even work there. Right? Yeah. And she's like, oh, my God, my hair has never felt this good.
Wow.
Now, that I didn't sell. I just unpacked for her what was actually happening for her. We have a lot of clients that are educated, right? They're using really good brands. Hairdressers won't even talk to them. I'm using Kerastase. Oh, okay. That's it. And the conversation's dead. And I think you've got an educated client here.
I would have used that as an opportunity to go, would you like to have a look at some of the products we have here and possibly just see how it goes?
We, in our industry, this is what I talk about, we choose what products we have in our salon.
So if they hear someone say, I'm using this, and they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like,
they've just lost like a sale.
Yeah, right. I'm like, well, that's, if they're an educated client.
Yeah.
Oh my God, happy days. They know the worth of buying product. So I'd say that's fantastic. I'm actually glad that you're using a professional product. Let me tell you why we use what we use.
Because I love the way you just said that.
We could have Kerastase in here.
Yeah.
But we choose this product because of this, this and this.
Yeah.
And our colour, a lot of sellers will have a colour brand and a retail brand that goes together.
Yeah.
Because they talk to each other.
Yeah.
Why aren't we explaining that?
Oh, listeners, I am going to get you all to take some big ticket energy moves right now and master your chair and work with the Salon Doctor, Sonia.
Yeah.
Sonia, I have 2 more questions. One is, what are you doing to evolve right now? Because this is the season 3 theme.
Yeah.
And I think this is just really great for the listeners to see what you're working on or how evolving for you looks like right now.
Yeah. And I talk about this to my clients that I still work with because normally they'll come on board with Accelerator and then they'll want to continue working with me.
Yeah, beautiful. Good girl.
I invest in a coach like yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? We can't do everything. We don't know everything. We only know what we know.
Yeah.
And if there's areas that you need the personal development, you need to find someone that can actually help you get there.
Yeah.
And it's really important to invest in a coach. I've had mentors and coaches from, when we were talking last night, when I was, going back, 1990s, was working with a mentor.
Yeah. It's always been in your blood.
So, it's really important to have someone that can get you to the next level of your own personal journey. So that's why I think it's so important that I'm working with you, because I need to know how to navigate that. I'm not good at it. Let's face it. We've got to be honest with ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I really good at? Get me in a salon, 10 minutes. There'll be change. Tell me to post online. Tell me to do social marketing. That's where you come in.
And you have done so incredibly well, babe.
Thank you. I'm working hard.
You are. She's
working
no
hard.
testament to a true entrepreneur. And that's what I love speaking with you about it, just hearing everything you've navigated through, what you're working on. And you are honestly someone who's evolving, and quite quickly too.
Thank you.
You're growing so much.
But we've got to put in practice, right? If you don't, we literally just had this conversation before we walked in.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
If you don't do the work, the promise of what you're going to get from your coach, you need to do the work.
Yeah. And I want to just drop this in again for your incredible new listeners who are going to buy your Master Your Chair. If you guys know that there are problems happening within your workspace and you want to really have the results that Sonia has been able to achieve, you need to jump on her bandwagon right now. Because she's not faking anything. She's the real motherfucking deal. Okay?
It's funny when people talk to me, they go, it's funny. I go in to do this accelerator course.
Yeah.
And you get the staff members like, oh, yeah, I know all this.
Oh, stop it.
And they sit there and like, oh, yeah, I do this and yeah, I do that. And it's funny because halfway through the course,
they're like,
the loud ones, they quiet down really quickly.
Oh. And their tails go in between their legs.
And they're like, yeah. Well, they've soon realised that, okay, you might do an awesome consultation, but are you hitting target every week?
Mm.
The numbers speak louder than...
What does Daniel G say? Numbers don't lie, people do.
I'm telling you, when I hear him speak, he's definitely it's like his mind reading my mind, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's me.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I think.
He was the one that got me to really love sales again, only because I went through an experience where I was being taught sales in a really weird way. And when I jumped into his university and did all his stuff, I wanted to go to his mastermind over in, I can't remember where it was. But yeah, I definitely think how he delivers it, how he selling. I think so many people need to jump on the sales love. And that's where you come in. You're actually so good at it. And the way you do it, I think so many people will benefit working with you.
And it's not salesy.
No.
People don't even know they're buying.
No, because you love the product.
It's not even about selling.
Yeah.
And this is... I say in my course, if you care about your client, okay, and you're having these conversations, they understand why they need to buy it.
Yeah.
I had 2 full retail shelves. I've got a client that's we work together, I still always work with her, $12,000 a week in retail sales.
Wow.
That's $48,000 a month in retail.
Wow.
Like, that's a game changer for any business.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just happy if they make 1,000.
So just to give you guys numbers, if you are making $50K a month, that's $500,000.
In retail only. We're not talking services yet.
Exactly. So that's $1 million just made there.
Right. Some salon targets, they give their staff targets of $500 a week. And I'm like...
That's not even my rent, bro.
It's like $500 a week for retail sales? And they still can't achieve that?
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
So, and I do give them the kick up the butt.
Good. We wouldn't have it any other way, my beautiful Italiano queen. The last question I have for you, my gorgeous human, it's a question I ask every guest at the end. And that is, if you were to give the key, that one piece of advice that will unlock the doors for the listeners or anyone right now to building their empire, their queendom, what would that key be?
Well, I think there's two. Really look at your business. Don't shy away from, like with money, people bury themselves and don't want to admit there's an issue. So we need to put our big pants on and really think, are we on a hamster wheel of paying bills and our staff not achieving? And where's our profits going? And get yourself a coach.
Not just any coach, the Salon Doctor.
Not just any
Sonia.
coach. Someone that's going to help what you're needing specifically.
Yeah.
So I could go to many coaches, but I needed a coach.
For social marketing.
Yeah. That's why I've come to you. If you want a salon that's a coach to do, I talk about mentoring, I talk about teamwork and what people bring to the table.
Yeah.
But mine is about, come on, guys. We're here to work and make money.
Yeah.
You can get a coach for that. But if you want someone that's going to be about dollars, retail sales, no dust on shelves, stop wasting money in your business, that's a specific coach for that area, and that's me.
And I want everyone now to know so that they can follow you and buy your fucking master chair.
Fuck, I love you.
I love you. Where can they find you?
So
I'll put the link as well in there.
Yep. The Salon Doctor. So the Salon Doctor, DR, on Instagram and website.
Yes, that will be included.
Started looking at, I started posting on TikTok. So,
I love that.
Yeah. I do have Facebook, but I have to say Facebook isn't really my jam just yet, but I know that that's where I'll probably end up having like a community.
Yeah.
So Facebook will be my community, but on Instagram is really where I have my lives. And
she's good at it. Very good at her lives.
I'm getting a lot of guests now and loving it. So.
I'm so fucking proud of you, my love. Well,
thank you for pushing me.
I will always push my amazing clients and friend. Thank you, beautiful.
Yeah.
My queens and kings, as you have now witnessed, the delicious Italian sexual big dick energy queen over here, Sonia, the Salon Doctor. I want to wrap this beautiful episode up for you guys and just let you guys all know that, we really want to bring forward amazing guest speakers like Sonia today. And we really encourage you guys at the end of this episode, or even just during, that you do please hit that subscribe button. And you not only do you just subscribe, but share what you loved about this episode, share what you loved about Sonia, and make sure you follow this queen and jump on her bandwagon because she's amazing. And I am your host, Tamara Maya, reporting live from Damn Good Studios. This is episode, I wouldn't know what episode it's going to be, season 3, Keys to the Queendom. Thank you for being here, babe.
My absolute pleasure. You're a star.
Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm there for playing big today with authenticity, because here is the thing. It's not about being perfect on stage, perfectly put together, which is important, yes. It's about being who you are. What if right now, because of today, in a year's time, you could look back and go, I did that scary thing. And that's a year from now where you went and made that decision. I'm going all in, committed to doing the work. I'm committed because this is so much more than me. It's not about me anymore.